Yo, what is good, y'all? DoseofDiallo back with another Suicide Squad discussion. We're here, y'all, because Season 1, Episode 2 has finally released. And with Season 1, Episode 2, there has been new weapons, new missions, a new boss, and a new cutscene, I guess you can call it, but I don't know what to really call them because they're more like comic strips, so if anything, they're just comic book pages that we're looking at, which I'm not upset about because this kind of reminds me of, I guess, like, I'm trying to think of a game that it reminds me of, but it doesn't make me upset that it, like, tells you a story and tries to get you, like, oh yeah, this is, like, how the squad's going on, and this is how they're feeling, and this is how they're interacting with everybody. That doesn't bother me, so the fact that they started off with a cutscene, I'm cool with that because it's just like I'm reading another comic book, like I'm looking at it, and then I'm looking at their life as they're going on with this whole invasion thing with Brainiac. So that part doesn't bother me, but there's many other things that bother me with Season 1, Episode 2 that we have to get in and talk about because for this to be Suicide's first biggest season, I guess first season that they dropped, first thing that they're like putting their, I guess, efforts in, it's not that great. It's honestly a little pathetic, I'm not gonna lie, because you have like no story content, which we'll get into more, and only one new mission that we can definitely call refreshing, but it will get like repetitive after a while because you don't win no specific rewards from it. At least I didn't really come across that yet, so there's a lot that we got to get into today, and I'm gonna be here just talking to y'all, getting your thoughts on words. Jeez, did you hear that? Jeez. Just getting your thoughts on Suicide Squad Episode 2. So, let's go ahead and get into this things, y'all. Alright, so I'm going to get off my chest by saying Episode 1 wasn't all bad, but it wasn't all good. Okay, yeah, we're just going to talk about Episode 1, then we'll jump into Episode 2, because we're going to review it all in one. So, Episode 1 just wasn't that bad. It brought you the Joker, a poison status effect, horde mission, 3 different types, different type of grenades, traversal mods, neck bombs, lucky charms, and a new environment to explore. So when you get to when you're playing Episode 1, it does feel refreshing for like the first 4 hours, because like what I do is I play this game all the time for 4 hours straight. I don't know why. It seems like I always get a consistent like 3 to 4 hours on this game, and then I don't play it for like a week. Then I come back on a random outburst, play about 3 to 4 hours, round out, and then get off. So it's weird to me that it's become that type of game that I play on the regular, just casual, to grind out and get to a certain level, and then I back off of it. That's what makes me seem like this game isn't all bad, because it's got me to come back and play it multiple times back to back, even though I've done everything and played everything and like explored the map. I've done most of the riddle challenges, I've done half of the AR challenges, like I've done pretty much everything on the map that you can do for the game to feel like it's a brand new game each time that you're playing. So the fact that I even stayed for Episode 2 is something in itself, because I'm like, yo, there's other people that didn't even make it to Episode 1 or even to the end of the game to beat to beat Season 0. Half the people didn't even play Season 0, and I understand all that, why people didn't and why they write this game off, but for some reason I just can't. And I think it's the fact that like it's somewhat like I don't know what a word is for it. It's somewhat like intriguing, addictive, and it's like weirdly creative to me. I think it's the fact that like they are able to make is it flawless though? Like, I guess they are able to make a 4-player game where it's basically competitive and there's banter, there's all this other stuff inside of the gameplay where it's like it'll make you keep coming back. And I think I just like hearing the way that everybody talks to each other. Like now in this season, what I realized is that Joker and Harley Quinn now have more banter together because Episode 2 dropped. And is that something that should have been in episode 1? Yes. And that makes me upset for the fact that it wasn't in episode 1. We had that little sidebar that they did, and they didn't talk in any missions. So that was a killer for me, because I'm like, yo, I understand that Harley Quinn is done with the Joker and all that, like she moved on from him, but can she at least make fun of this clown next to her? Like, can she call him names? Can she make fun of his appearance and like how he looks nothing like her Joker? Even though it's not her Joker, but like not like the Arkham Universe Joker. That would be a lot better than like them not saying anything. So when you're playing episode 1, you're just like, yo, the Joker doesn't feel like he's a part of the team and he's not really with them. So it's weird when you're playing and you're just like not hearing nothing in episode 1. So that part sounded, did y'all hear me? It sounded like a little like Irish, Scottish kind of, but that part is a little weird because it's like you don't want to play a game where nobody's talking to each other. They're just running around shooting each other, and like only King Shark, Deadshot, and Harley Quinn are talking to each other, and Joker's talking to himself. That's a little weird, and it's just, you like to see, I guess, thought behind that and like a plan behind, like if you're gonna make her not talk to him at all, can you at least give her like a flat out reason? Like, can she literally say, I'm not talking to you because I don't know you? That would have been like, okay, cool, I get it, because you don't know him. Don't talk to him because he just got on the team. You don't know this dude, don't talk to him. I feel you on that, girl. But other than that, speak to him, just joke on him. Like, make a clown out of him, literally, because that's what he is. He's a clown. Like tear him up, please. So that's my whole thing with episode 1. Episode 1 was cool. The guns, this Green Lantern boss fight was way better than the Flash fight, so that's why I liked it in episode 1 more. And like I enjoyed like fighting Green Lantern again, because they did make it a little bit different, like I said in my previous Suicide Squad discussion. So I ain't gonna get too much into that, but I appreciate the fact that they were able to make it slightly different. So all that stuff out the window for season 1 is great. And now we're gonna go ahead and talk about episode 2, because I'm just gonna say it just wasn't the best. But let's go ahead and talk about episode 2, y'all. So I want to start out by saying that episode 2 showed us that we were technically right about the whole Suicide Squad story altogether. So when you're watching the cutscene, you see the Green Lantern, he's in that little casing, and Brainiac's pulling the ring off of him, and he puts the ring in its own little like casing so it can be used for his grunts and all that other stuff. So pretty much everybody's theory with the whole Suicide Squad kill the Justice League, that we're not really killing the Justice League, that they're just clone thing, that seems like it's correct and true. So now that we're getting into the whole nitty gritty with the story thing, I wanted to see more than just a comic strip alluding to that whole theory about us being right about the Justice League is just, copies. And you have like the Green Lantern enemies, they're making constructs, they're able to put shields around them and stuff, and they have the whole like Oa thing on their chest. So it's like, it's interesting that they're even like making it like trying to set up a story of the fact that, yo, he really kidnapped the Justice League, he's cloning them, and our job is to free them in the whole endgame aspect of this like story. So endgame is just us freeing the Justice League for these 13 Brainiacs that we're facing, and I have no problem with that. I just wish that there was more than just audio logs and a cutscene to explain that, because you have King Shark in that one cutscene when he was able to basically pull the ring off of the guy, and then, off of Green Lantern, he put the ring on, and he was able to don the Green Lantern's constructs and the suit and everything, but eventually it ended up mind controlling him, and he almost killed the squad with that giant ass shark. So that's why I'm like, they know where they want to go, but their execution for it is just not that great. And it's making me very upset about it, because I want to see this game succeed. I really do. And it was doomed to fail launch day. Everybody was on like the shitting side of Suicide Squad. Nobody really gave it a chance. So it's weird whenever we're finally into season 1, episode 2, and there's nothing else to bring those people back that was talking shit on the game, and making it seem like, yeah, they have no solid plan, it really makes it look like you have no solid plan. All you did was bring in, you know, different missions. That's it. No story, content, none of that. So it's just really like strange with that whole aspect of like, is the game really giving us content, or is it just putting stuff in and it's just like, alright, watch this cutscene, put together the story, you'll see how it comes together whenever we get to the 13th Brainiac or whatever. Because there's also things going around that I've seen the pictures of, I don't even know if I want to say it. I'm just going to say it. I've seen the pictures of Mrs. Freeze and Deathstroke and Lawless, and they are interesting designs, I'll say. They're not ugly. I don't see why people are saying that they're ugly. I think people are saying that they're ugly is because it's not the Arkham universe, and that the designs are just like, they're just like gender swaps, I guess. Because you have Mrs. Freeze and Mr. Freeze, but she don't even look like or anything like Nora Freeze, his wife. But then there's also that comic book with his daughter. I can't remember her name. He had her daughter became Mrs. Freeze. So it's like, I see if they do that, like, okay, this is a different dimension, but this is Mrs. Freeze, Victor Freeze's daughter, now donned the Mr. Freeze moniker, and now that's her. But I'm not too opposed to the whole design as she looks. She looks like a geeky nerd, you know, like she looks like a nerd. Her haircut is, the only thing that I would change with her is just her hairstyle. I mean, it's cool on that, but like other than that, everything looks cool. Same thing with Lawless. She looks cool, you know. I don't really know too much about Lawless, but her whole design and aspect looks cool because I know that they're gonna, wait, actually, I do know who Lawless is. That's Deathstroke's daughter. I whole forgot about that. I remember watching Titans, and everybody hates Titans, but I actually I actually enjoyed Titans. Titans was a pretty good show. I just like the whole Red Hood thing in that show, so that's what made me really like that show more. Jason Todd was probably one of the best characters in that show. To me, a lot of people are going to disagree, but Jason Todd was a really good character for me. I just wish they did Red Hood a little bit differently and not just so like one-dimensional, because he's not one-dimensional. So back to Suicide Squad. So yeah, Lawless is cool. And Deathstroke, we already know who Deathstroke is. We've seen his design multiple times in Origins and Arkham Knight. So the fact that he's coming back to help us destroy these Brainiacs is a plus, because they're saying that he's supposed to already kill 2 Brainiacs in his season. And I already have thoughts about where these seasons are going. I do think we are going to get our first 4 seasons, and after that, I really don't know about this game because it's starting to seem like people are writing it off completely. They're done playing it. They're done even talking about it. And it's upsetting to see because I do want to see something from Suicide Squad. I just don't want to see it just completely die out, it fades out, and there's nothing ever else coming to it. I want to see it grow and make that big comeback like many other games did. I'm not going to get into lists because I talk about them all the time. But like many other games did, I want to see a comeback for Suicide Squad. So it's very strange to me, the fact that we are even like talking about a AAA game by a company, Rocksteady, and they put out this game and it's not like, you know, it's not really like AAA status, you know what I'm saying? And I hate to say it, it's more like a AA game with really nice graphics, you know, like something that should have cost like $50, $40 maybe, not a whole 70. So that's where I hope come to the part with like Suicide Squad and like how I think the story content should have been involved with this story even more, because it just feels like we don't know really what's going on, have a clear sense of what's going on. But we're gonna go ahead and talk about the out of orbit missions next, so let's go ahead and get into that. Alright y'all, we're here. I think this is what everybody is talking about the most, the out of orbit missions. Now I'm gonna start by saying that I don't think that this is the same as the hack missions, and that's what a lot of people are saying, and it's starting to really like throw me off and to make me a little upset, because it's like they listened and they finally listened to us. Like, it seems like this is the first time that they listened and they're starting to hear what we want to see in this game and starting to give us that sort of change that we want to see in this type of game. And I'm gonna start by saying, well, I'm gonna start next by saying that the whole phasing in and out of dimensions thing is a really cool aspect, because when you're playing this with other people online, and I've done it like twice, but the people I were playing with, I ain't gonna lie, it just wasn't the best compared to my King Shark. My King Shark is my best player. I love playing King Shark. I just think he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. Big ass demigod. Come on now. And he's a shark that can talk. King Shark is a mother freaking shark. Come on now. What else can we say to that? So back to these missions. I'm playing it, and I decided to phase out to go to the other dimension so I can help the people on my team fight I'm just calling them the white side, because the purple side. When you phase into this other dimension, they're all purple, because those are enemies that you can't attack. So I phased to another dimension. The other teammates are in that one dimension that I was previously in, knocking out the other people, and I'm worried about all the purple ones, and they're focused on one tower, and I'm moving to the other tower, getting all the purple guys around them, and out of that other dimension. That's a cool aspect. And then you have hazards that come into that, lasers falling from the watchtower, explosions here and there, the watchtower's doing EMP outbursts and stuff like that, and it's like putting the shields back up in a certain amount of time. Like, it gives you sometimes like 10 seconds before the shield goes back up, and you have to do it over again. So that is amazing, because it's like, yo, y'all are finally like changing up the game a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, y'all may still be having us protect towers and stuff, but you made it more interesting with the whole watchtower aspect, and the fact that we're protecting another dimension, and that the watchtower in that dimension is stopping the people over there trying to make it stop. So it's cool, and I like that, because I'm like, yo, this is like a step forward to what we need to see in this game, where if we want to see a change, we have to see more of this, like, okay, let's listen to our community, let's go ahead and put in a different type of mission, let's go ahead and mix it up a little bit, maybe give them a new like thing that they gotta do, or like a certain enemy that they have to defeat, or something like that, something that they gotta protect, because everybody's tired of those escort missions. I don't even play those no more, and they're saying that was the stronghold mission, which I don't know if that's too true, but it might be, and I just didn't really look into it because I don't play it at all, because I'm tired of escort missions. I really wish they didn't put that shit in the game. So the fact that this is like a brand new mission, I'm cool with that. But I know that it's going to get somewhat repetitive after a while, because when you play this mission and you complete it and you do all that, there's no specific mission reward for it. There's no like, you don't get the infamy sets, you don't get none of that, nor does it go to the leaderboards, I believe. So it's like you're just playing it for fun, just to get yourself out of like just some casual play with your friends and stuff. It's just casual play. You're going around, you're just stopping a watchtower on the regular map, because Brainiac's trying to phase his stuff into that dimension with you. So that's cool, and I'm not like too upset with that being like something that's not on the leaderboards, because like I said, well, I don't know if I ever said, I'm not on the leaderboard. So whenever this game first came out, I had the idea to be on the leaderboards, but ever since it's been out, I've never like made a step forward to actually putting in the grind work to be someone known on the leaderboards. And also because the leaderboards have a bunch of cheaters that everybody's talking about, and I don't have time to deal with that, where if I'm putting in the work and I'm getting kicked out of it and not even put on the spot that I want because people are cheating, that's not something that I want to do, or something that I even want to be a part of. So I'm just going to skip out on that. And other than that, I wouldn't mind. I'm going to always play the out of orbit missions, because it'll keep me away from like doing the incursion missions, the mastery level stuff. I can take a break in that and do something a little different, mix it up a little bit. So that's cool. And I guess they also have like, whenever you're in the phase dimension, they also have Green Lantern enemies over there too. So there's constructs in the other dimension that you have to knock down to get them vulnerable enough for you to even hit them. So I'm like, man, it seems like they really thought about it all to really make it seem different. I just wish they would have put in like some rewards so we can actually keep playing this mission back to back and not feel like, oh, there's only a certain amount of things to do, so why are we even playing this mission? It's just another thing that I think that they missed the ball on. But other than that, they really perfected out of orbit missions, and I know that probably in the next update, they're probably going to tweak some more stuff with it because they're hearing what other people are talking about with it. And I'm cool with that, so let's go ahead and get into our next segment, which I believe is the boss battle. And the boss battle is something else too, because, you know, it's just Superman again. But we have a lot to talk about that, so let's go ahead and get into that. Alright, y'all, this is the last segment of the day, and it's going to be the Superman Brainiac boss fight. And I'm going to start out by saying that this was better than the actual Superman boss fight. For some reason, I enjoyed this more than Superman's boss fight for the simple fact that they were making fun of Brainiac the whole time about how he's not impervious to bullets like how Superman is. I don't know if that's like an audio issue or if it's just like, yo, you're really just like not Superman and these bullets are like eating you up. Not just like the kryptonite bullets, regular bullets are too. And I'm like, damn, are they really saying that really, like, you're not even the real Superman? So are they alluding to the fact that they know that Brainiac's constructs aren't really like that Brainiac's clones aren't the real Justice League? Because they're like, yo, Superman would never die like this. Like, you're really you're really out here getting tore up by regular bullets, and we're over here shitting on you, and we're just regular people. Except for King Shark, he's not a regular guy, but we're just regular people. And I'm like, man, this is actually really cool. And then they have like different things that you have to get down for Brainiac to make him vulnerable, because he isn't like Superman. He's using like what it seems like he's using like sun inhibitors to make him like use Superman's powers and stuff like that. And he's using like there's like these gold terminals that you have to knock down. And I believe that that's what they're using that as like to purify the gold kryptonite, I guess, radiation in his body, and it's making him heal. But then again, you don't even have to have gold kryptonite to hurt him, because if you see on his health bar, it says like negative 10% damage or something like that. You could still hit him and shoot at him a little bit, but it's only gonna do a little bit of damage. So it's like, yo, you're not even impervious to bullets. We're over here putting holes in your body. So that's cool too, and I like how they were able to make it interesting as well. Like, they have enemies all over the place. They have more things for you to do to make him vulnerable, because when you're fighting Superman regularly, you can just keep countering him, and it's an easy boss fight. You can knock Superman out in less than 5 minutes. But with this fight, you can tell that this is going to take way longer, because you have to worry about people around you, worry about breaking the, I guess, terminals to keep him, keep his shield up, because he's weak to regular bullets, so it's keeping his shield up. So it's like, yo, y'all are really switching it up for us to make it be like, oh yeah, we can definitely come back and play this mission on harder levels, harder ranks, and actually progress and not really get tired of it, because I'm pretty sure they switch it up even more in other mastery levels. I believe in the Green Lantern one, when you're doing like a certain mastery level, the ray from the sky starts falling down on you, and then he also starts doing like, he does like, I can't remember, I haven't played that mission in a minute. It just goes to show it's been a while since I played episode 1. I was just waiting for episode 2, and like I told y'all, those random spurts just happen randomly, and I just start playing this game for 4 hours straight. So back to the boss fight. You have like Brainiac doing his regular banter in between, and he's talking about how like, oh, you know, his Superman's old goody two-shoes demeanor, I see why he does that, because these powers are like unbelievable. And he's like, oh, heat rays is just like primitive. You know, he's making fun of Superman and stuff like that, which is cool, but it's still, in the essence, a reskin. And we can't get past, we're not gonna like deny the fact that it is like not, I mean that it is something completely different, because it's not. It's just a reskin with like 2 different things on it, but it makes it more fun, and that's what I enjoyed about it. It wasn't something that I was like, alright, I want this to end, I'm tired of playing this mission, I don't even want to do this shit no more. Brainiac, can you just roll over and die like you do for the other one? Like when we were doing the Flash mission, it was literally like, see him, counter, now you can shoot him, just like how he was doing Flash, and he didn't even do no extra moves there. I don't even remember him doing anything extra. And then when you're doing the Green Lantern fight, he's doing construct, but his constructs are blue and green, not just green. That's because he's using like his Kaluan technology to morph into the Green Lantern's ring, and also that brings it to the fact that Green Lantern is just a clone that we fought in the story, so that's why he wasn't as, I guess, great as the other. That's like a regular Green Lantern. And then you have the mission also does like these little like pillars shoot lasers at you, and I guess it's also using it to protect him from the gold kryptonite damage as well. So that's also cool too. They got other things to keep him from getting gold kryptonite damage. The little rays start to take away all the damage that you literally just dealt to him. So all in all, it's an alright upgrade from the Superman boss fight, but it's literally just a reskin. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on into our final like segment. Final segment. I know I already said that already, but this is like me tying up all of our thoughts, all of what we thought about season 1, episode 2, and what we think is going to happen for the rest of Suicide Squad, and if it even has like a chance of getting to season 5. So let's get into it, y'all. So for my final thoughts, Suicide Squad season 1, episodes 1 and 2 are that it was mediocre, empathetic. It was just that I expected to see more from a game that was in development for 9 years, but it doesn't. I don't even know if it was 9 years. It's just like, it seems like they've had this game in the box for a very long time. They were just trying to figure out how they were going to deliver on that whole aspect of this multiverse thing, and it's just, they're starting to lose it. And I don't want them to lose it too much where it's just, this game's done, shut it down, pull it back like Avengers. I don't want to see that, because I do believe with this game and its delays that it had, I don't think that there was that much for them to fix. I think that they're starting to get the hang of this game. They're starting to get a good team on it, and they're starting to like really focus on it and listen to what people said, like I've already told y'all in the previous, things that we talked about in this video. I do think that they're starting to listen. I just think that they're listening a little too late. If this game could have been a lot better if they would have, I don't want to say one more delay or I don't know, different ideas, but this game could have been a lot better. It just sucks that it's taken this route for it to even get better. So all in all, season 1, episode 1 and 2 are just mediocre, and I am still playing them. I'm still enjoying what I have. I'm just playing it casually. I'm not really worried about progressing in the mastery levels. Thanks so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, drop a like and subscribe. Let me know what you thought about Suicide Squad season 1, episode 1 and 2, because there was a lot to talk about. Stay safe and take care, y'all. Peace!